Hello friends, welcome back to Technique. Today we'll be talking about the cameras on the Vivo V40. So this time around with the Vivo V40 series, both the Pro version and the regular V40 comes with Zeiss optics. Unlike last time when we had only the Pro version with Zeiss camera. So this time around V40 also comes with the Zeiss optics, and this is a 50 megapixel dual camera setup. There is also a 50 megapixel selfie camera. So let's see how good the camera experience is on this device. So let's first talk about the hardware of the device. So before that, if this is your first time on this channel, do hit that subscribe button and also hit the bell icon to get notified of all the videos we publish. So let's begin. So looking at the hardware, the Vivo V40 comes with a primary 50 megapixel camera with Zeiss optics and optical image stabilization with f1.8 aperture. Now the secondary camera is again a 50 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, once again with Zeiss optics with f2.0 aperture. Now the selfie camera is once again a 50 megapixel shooter with f2.0 aperture. So that's the camera hardware of the Vivo V40. Let's go straight into the camera samples to see how it performs. So first let's have a look at the daylight captures. Now if you look at the daylight captures, there is plenty of details on offer. The brightness levels are pretty good, the details are really good, the sharpness levels is also quite good, and the colors are rich. While it's not very natural colors because it's more or less like the vivid mode, you also get the natural color mode if you want natural colors to appear in your photos. This is a bit more richer colors, but the overall quality of the images looks good, and definitely one of the good cameras with details being offered, and the sharpness levels are also impressive. So that's the primary camera. It's a pretty good camera and a solid camera, and it won't disappoint users. Now moving on to the ultra wide angle camera. The 50 megapixel ultra wide angle camera once again exhibit almost same colors as that of primary camera, and the details are also good. The dynamic range also looks really impressive. The sharpness levels and overall quality looks definitely good. So it's once again a really usable 50 megapixel camera. Now you can also do 2x zoom using the in-sensor zoom, and once again the quality looks pretty good and the colors and dynamic range looks great. Now moving on to the close-up shots, once again you can see that good amount of details on offer, the sharpness levels are good. It also gives you good bokeh level in the close-up shots, and there is also macro mode available using the ultra wide angle camera. Once again you can see here there is good amount of details on offer. The sharpness levels are quite good, but although the macro sharpness levels could have been a tad better, but it's still good overall quality in terms of the close-up shots as well as the macros. Now moving on to the portraits. Now you get plenty of option in terms of portrait. You can take a portrait using 24mm, 35mm and 50mm different focal length, and you can also play around with the Zeiss portrait modes. There are plenty of options available, including the bokeh effect, and then different camera modes are also there. So there is plenty of options available, and definitely one of the good portrait cameras out there. You can play around with the different modes and get different bokeh effects and also different skin tones, and the experience is vastly different with the different modes. So again, one of the really good cameras in terms of portrait photography with pretty good edge detection, and overall details looks good. The skin tones are also done pretty well. So that was the portrait camera of the Vivo V40. Now moving on to the low light camera, this is one area where we feel Vivo V40 should be improving a bit more, because even with optical image stabilization, the photos looks a bit too shaky and the noise levels are not that impressive. You can see that the noise levels are definitely on the higher side for a phone in the above 30,000 price segment. This is definitely something which Vivo needs to improve. While the details are good, the colors are also pretty much like the primary shooter during daylight. The details and sharpness levels needs to be improved, and overall we would say it's quite decent quality in terms of low light experience. Even with OIS available, the photos could have been better on the Vivo V40. Let's move on to the selfie camera. Now the 50 megapixel selfie camera can take selfies in 0.6x, 1x and also 2x, and you can play around with the different focal length, and the selfies turned out to be pretty good. There is good rich color tones, and even the dynamic range and background blur in portrait selfies also turned out to be pretty good. So if you're looking for a selfie camera, the 50 megapixel shooter definitely works pretty well in terms of details and sharpness levels being offered. So these are some of the selfie camera samples taken with the Vivo V40 with the 50 megapixel shooter. So it has come really good. Now moving on to the video recording, you can record videos in 4K 30 fps. This is the 4K 30 fps video. There is no 4K 60 fps for a phone in this segment. That's definitely a bit disappointing. The colors are rich in tones and the stabilization actually works pretty good. It's very smooth in terms of transition, and this is the 1080p 60 fps footage. Once again, the colors and dynamic range looks very similar. The stabilization is also done pretty good on the camera. Now you can also shoot 1080p 30 fps. This is the 30 fps footage. Once again, it's pretty smooth in terms of transition and stabilization, and the overall quality definitely looks good. So video recording looks good. Now this is once again the ultra wide angle camera, the 50 megapixel shooter, recording 4K videos, and once again you can see there is good amount of details and sharpness levels offered, and the video stabilization works well. So this is the front facing camera sample taken in 4K resolution. 4K 30 fps is supported, so you can judge yourself how good the quality of the video is, and also the audio output from the selfie camera. So that was a detailed camera review of the Vivo V40. So summing up, the Vivo V40 is a pretty good camera in terms of daylight conditions, but probably one area for improvement is the low light, where it was not that great. It could be improved with software updates. So if you're looking for a great camera experience, the Vivo V40 won't disappoint, and definitely one of the phones to consider if camera is your priority. So that was the detailed camera review of the Vivo V40. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit the subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.